while people are still trying to join and still joining. Alrighty, there's really no Cowboys news, but there is a little bit of Cowboys news. Um, Alrighty, so Kyle Pitts had talked to somebody, I believe, in a press conference or something, and he said that he has had pre-draft talks with the Cowboys organization. If Kyle Pitts drops down to 10, there's no way we don't take him. And I got plenty of reasons why we can't really be mad at the Dallas Cowboys for going and get Kyle Pitts. I still think the Cowboys should go for someone like Richard Sherman and try to get him in free agency. If we get Richard Sherman, do we need Surtain? But I don't know if Kyle Pitts is going to drop down to us. It's a possibility, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Let's see. But first, let's talk about some positions the Cowboys are in need of. Yesterday's episode was about what positions we were good in, and what today's episode is about what the Cowboys still need. Number one on the list of priorities for the Dallas Cowboys, yes sir, Kyle Pitts. There's some big news on him, and I do think we should draft him. Let's see. Cowboys are still in need of cornerback. I get Patrick Surtain's tempting at 10, but if Kyle Pitts is on that board, you don't realize how bad the Cowboys will be laughed at for not going for Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts would be great on our team. Yet again, I'm going to get into that in a few minutes, but let's cornerback. I do think we should go for someone like Richard Sherman, or Casey Hayward's a valid option. He's still out there, and he's played under Dan Quinn and under, I believe, Mike McCarthy. Not Dan Quinn. What's his name? Casey, or shoot, I forgot the one guy's name. But another position we're in need of is linebacker. We did go get Keanu Neal. I still think if we should go get someone like KJ Wright. There's been talks that the Cowboys have been in talks with them, but we'll have to see on that if we do go for that. I really hope that we do go for him. He would be great on our team. It'd give Jalen less snaps, and I feel like that would be way better. I feel like if Jalen doesn't have as big of a role, then he has the potential to be great. Say we have him in 30 snaps and have KJ Wright in 40 snaps. I'd be fine with that, because it's less time for Jalen on the field. He gets less exhausted. He doesn't have a huge role. And I can't wait for to see how Keanu Neal does the linebacker position. I believe another position in need for the Dallas Cowboys is defensive end. Yes, we just got Terrell Basham. We got Randy Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence. But I honestly do feel like the Cowboys should go get someone else, because at fourth string is Dorrance Armstrong, and every time I've seen him in, he hasn't really shined, hasn't really showed off getting sacks and stuff. I mean, he'll make a good tackle every now and then, or a good read, but I want someone that's explosive, just like DeMarcus Lawrence. I want, say DeMarcus Lawrence goes out, I want his backup to play just as good as him. I want a good rotation that I'll be okay with, and I can't wait to see what Dan Quinn comes up with for Keanu Neal. I can't wait to see how he uses him. Is he going to be someone like Jamal Adams blitzing all the time? And we'll have to see. That it's really exciting, and we got to really get into that later on. But let's see. Defensive tackle, I still think is in need. I honestly feel like, we got Carlos Watkins as our last person. We got Brent Urban, but I don't know. We do have a big rotation, but we don't have any like big playmakers on defensive tackle. I want someone who's a big playmaker. I would want to sign Gerald McCoy or someone like that. Or I could see the Cowboys actually going into the draft because they've had some talks with defensive tackles. Oh, let's see. Cowboys Nation 247 said KJ Wright are in talks with Dallas. Yeah, I know they're having a negotiation that's pretty good. I really hope he becomes a Cowboys. I don't see how we pass that up. I feel like what Jerry's trying to do. Do you know, as Cowboys fans, do you guys know how like the Demonte KZ, the new guy we just signed, his deal was like just like a maybe like a little bit over $1 million, barely any money. Like we got him so cheap for the type of player he is, and that's great. I feel like the Cowboys are trying to do that with KJ Wright, and KJ Wright's like trying to like think like, do I want to sign this contract? I feel like all players are gonna be trying, like all big name players who sign like 1 year deals. They're gonna be doing this 1 year free agency, and then next year when the cap space is higher next year, they're gonna want to go to a different team and get paid. So we'll have to see on that. So here on this next part, we're gonna be talking about with the Dallas Cowboys is who needs to step up next year. Because last year a lot of people slacked off and didn't do too well, but here are the people that need to step up. At number 1 on the list, I got Jalen Smith. This year it's no excuses for him. The people that are like huge fans of Jalen Smith, like they can make the excuse of like this scheme. Next year we're going back to the same old one of the same old schemes we used to play with, the one he flourished off of. Just over the years he got worse and worse, and I don't know. I feel like KJ Wright comes in and Jalen Smith will not be playing, seeing snaps, and I do feel like there could be a possible trade or like a release or something. He's costing us 11 mil right now, and we can be going getting some big names. Wright deserves money for the type of player he is. Yes, I honestly do feel like that. Yeah, I do. I mean, Cowboys right now have like around like 8 mil, and you need about maybe like 6 mil, somewhere around there, for your rookies, because like each rookie contract is the minimum is like half a mil, and we got 10 draft picks, so that's a lot. That's a lot of money to be spending on the draft, paying our rookies. That's something we will have to really get into soon. I mean, I just think the Cowboys. I heard talks that KJ Wright wants a 2 year deal with the Dallas Cowboys, and the Cowboys want a 1 year deal. All these deals the Dallas Cowboys have made are all 1 year deals. Only the players that we re-signed like Noah Brown and CJ Goodwin. We re-signed them for a few years, but everybody else in free agency, we did 1 year deals. And I feel like last year was a learning year. We learned from our mistake, and we're paying these guys barely any money. And if we want to release them, it won't cost us that much. I kind of want an Earl Thomas. I don't know. That's a whole different discussion. Skip keeps trying to go for it, and he's kind of getting me into it. The second person who needs to step up next year is Leighton Vander Esch. I get he was kind of like injured, and he keeps getting injured all the time, but I do believe he should, like, he needs to be constantly training this offseason. He just like kind of seemed slow last year and didn't really cover that well. And there's a few times he did really good. We can still restructure players' contracts like Cooper or Zeke. Yeah, we can. Cooper's making around 20 mil. Zeke is, I believe, making around like, so I don't really know. I think it's an 11 mil too. Jalen is at 11 mil also. That I do not like. Jalen is being paid as like a big linebacker. He got a big contract. Um, what's it called? Some kind of big news. I might be having a Dallas Cowboys player. I don't. It's not 100% guaranteed yet, but I might be having a Dallas Cowboys player join me on a podcast. We're kind of in the talks right now, texting back and forth. We'll have to see about that. Uh, so what if this person does join me? What as fans do you guys want me to ask them? Can we still? Yeah. While I'm talking about the rest of this, comment some questions you guys would like me to ask the NFL player. He's on the Dallas Cowboys. He actually got signed to a 2-year deal. Eli Anuku, number 95, one of the Canadian dudes we brought in last year. He played pretty good for coming in halfway through the year, and he was like, as soon as he got in, he was shoved in. He was playing at that defensive tackle position last year. He was just shoved in. And for him to like adapt to the Cowboys so quick and be able to do that, I just think that's great. And I think he's a great player. But do you guys? I don't know if you guys remember him, number 95, defensive tackle. Yeah, we traded for him. Yeah, he might be on a podcast someday. If you guys got questions for him, drop them down below, and I'll throw in some questions. But it's not 100% guaranteed. But we have been texting. Another person we should who needs to step up next year is Ezekiel Elliott. We all saw last year he didn't have his great season. This year is like I believe his last chance. I just said a lot, but this year is his. Sorry, the phone keeps got a low power mode on and kind of screwed me up, and I can't really turn it off right now. But everybody's been talking about trade him, and the Cowboys don't want to trade him right now. But next year, if he does terrible, wouldn't you guys want to trade him? Don't you guys? Would you guys be okay with Tony Pollard being our starter? All right, I'll write that down. Here, let me screenshot that real quick. All right, that's a question I'll ask him. Great, that's a great question, by the way. Some things I got down for that are. Hold on, my bad. You guys probably heard that so loud. Some questions I got down now is, the first question is, how was it to be a Dallas Cowboy? Just to ask him how it is does he like it, how he feels about it, and then I was gonna ask him, who are you the closest with on the Cowboys? Ask to know who I know he's pretty close with Neville Moore, Gallimore, because they were both Canadians and stuff. That's pretty cool. We got 2 Canadian defensive tackles. I was gonna ask him what his thoughts on Mike Nolan were, playing under him for the little bit of time that he did, and I'm gonna ask him how he feels about the new defensive coordinator and Dan Quinn. And then I was just gonna ask him what are his goals and what he does on his free time, stuff like that. I'm sorry if I tilt my head. I'm trying to read the comments. I'm charging my phone currently while live streaming. Let's hop right back into this. I feel like another person that needs to step up is Antoine Woods. In my opinion, I feel like he can be great. He's played pretty great. I think our starting lineup next year at defensive tackle is Antoine Woods and Neville Moore Gallimore. And then after that, or Brent Urban can be even thrown into that mix. We'll have to see. One thing I liked about one thing I liked about the Mike McCarthy press conference was he said that he wants as much competition as possible. So that's something I like. You fight for your position. You play good, you earn it. You earn to start, and I can't wait to see that next year. Um, but yeah, I want to. I know Antoine Woods could possibly. He has the potential to be great, and I feel like this year it's on him if he wants a big contract or to be signed on another football team. He's got to show up next year because we did. I don't know what it was, but it was just a 1 year deal thing. Let's see. Neville Gallimore's gonna have to step up because he was a rookie last year and he stepped up to the challenge. But I feel like he's gonna have to do it again because this year he's probably gonna be the starter. And I mean, I liked him when he was out there. He played phenomenal. He was a great rookie. Another person that's gonna have to step up, in my opinion, is Trayvon Diggs. Say if the Cowboys do draft Kyle Pitts, right? We do draft Kyle Pitts. Then we got to go with like a second or third round corner, or potentially get a corner in free agency. But even if we do get a corner in free agency, say we get Richard Sherman, do we want him to be cornerback one, or do we want Stephon Diggs to be cornerback one? Yeah, exactly. Cowboys Nation. Anthony Brown needs to step up too. Right now he's third. He's third in our lineup. Is that's not that bad, but I don't want. I just feel like Jordan Lewis is too small to be the cornerback too. I feel like if he whenever he goes up against those big wide receivers, he just gets schooled. I really like what I seen last year from Trayvon Diggs though. But say if we do draft Patrick Surtain instead of drafting Kyle Pitts, say Kyle Pitts gets drafted and Surtain drops down to us. I still think Trayvon Diggs is that number one corner. I don't think Patrick Surtain's going to be our number one corner. Yeah, Lewis is small but physical. One thing I really like that I seen from him last year, you've seen it on a few plays in a few games when he's coming when it's like a run play to his side. He will have offensive linemen on him blocking him, and he'll like duck under the lineman and break out of the block and get the tackle. That's something I really liked. He really showed up last year, and for Dan Quinn to tell him that he wants him on our team, he's seen something in Jordan Lewis, and he thinks he'll be good for our team. That's something I really want to see. Cowboys Nation, if you want to be entered in a raffle, you can. All you gotta do is follow my podcast on Spotify at Dallas Cowboys Central News. Screenshot it and subscribe to my YouTube at Dallas Cowboys Central News and screenshot it. Send it to me on my Instagram, and you'll be entered. Right now, we have 2 people into the poll for a $25 gift card. It's a gift card of your choosing. Anyone else that's listening right now too, if you want to get in on it quick. The deadline is April 16th because that is when we will be pulling the names. And yeah, another person I think that has to step up this year is DeMonte KZ. He wasn't on our team last year, but DeMonte KZ is gonna have to really step up. We all have high expectations for him, or some of us have little expectations for him. But I honestly feel like Dan Quinn's job could possibly be. I don't know. I don't know if we mess up and he messes up this year, if he will be on our team next year, or if the Cowboys will want him next year, the year after that. But yeah, the KZ is gonna have to really step up. Keanu Neal is gonna have to step up, playing at that linebacker position. He's one of the smaller linebacker. Like he's kind of small to be a linebacker. Not too small, but we are gonna have to see him go against maybe offensive linemen at sometimes, and we're gonna have to see how he does. I really hope he flourishes and stays healthy. Yeah, KZ had 9 interceptions in 2019. I believe he was tied at first with Kyle Fuller in interceptions. Alrighty, so now that segment is over. Now we're talking about the next segment. We're talking about Kyle Pitts. Obviously, he's been in touch with the Cowboys organization. I got an analogy for you guys. It's we're gonna compare this to like Avengers, right? Dak is like Thanos. Kyle Pitts is the sixth Infinity Stone in the Infinity Gauntlet. Think about this. Here's Dak's weapons: Zeke, Cooper, Gallup, CD, Jarwin, and think about if we get Kyle Pitts. Think about how good and how basically unstoppable our offense will be next year. Think about this too. Here's another thing. So Zeke, when he's running in the middle, maybe have a linebacker, but it will have to be a faster one. But he sometimes can take up a corner. Cooper takes up a corner. Gallup takes up a corner. CD can't be covered by a linebacker. He'll get loose. So corner. Blake Jarwin, he might need to be covered by a corner too because he's pretty fast too. Imagine we get Kyle Pitts. Think about that, like how good we would be. Himself needs to be covered by a corner, and sometimes he needs to be double teamed. Like if Cowboys get Kyle Pitts, we could be. I do feel like a lot of people would pick us to possibly win a Super Bowl or win the division at least. But yeah, who do you guys honestly want to see us draft? I want, if Kyle Pitts drops down to us, I want Kyle Pitts. But if I'm thinking that Kyle Pitts will get picked up before the 10th pick, and I do believe we go with Patrick Surtain if he's still available. If say Patrick Surtain's taken too, where do we go from there? Would you guys be okay with the Micah Parsons pickup or draft pick on the waste our 10th? Do you think it's a waste at 10? Or do you think it would be a good pick at 10 if Micah Parsons dropped down to us? Would you rather sign Micah Parsons or draft Micah Parsons or sign KJ Wright? Let me know how you guys feel about that. Go to my Instagram at Dallas Cowboys Central News. And let's see. Hold on. All right. So yeah, we got 2 people in the gift card raffle. That's probably gonna wrap up this episode. Waste. Yeah, I honestly do feel like we go for veteran talent like that. I said it a few days ago. I projected it. I said that it's more likely for us to sign KJ Wright than us to not sign him. And I do believe it's still going to happen. We'll have to wait a few days. There ain't really much Cowboys news or really any NFL news. I do know Tyler Lockett actually got a contract extension. Well deserved. He's a great player. Tomorrow's episode, I'm going to be getting into a little bit of a mock draft, who I want us to draft and who I see us drafting. So tune into that and make sure to leave a follow on my podcast at Dallas Cowboys Central News. And thank you for tuning in. Alrighty, thank you YouTube for tuning in. It's always the same person, but thank y'all Make sure to subscribe and peace. Have a blessed day.